Greetings, beloveds. This is Amara, Amethyst, and I'm here with a lunar Tarotscope for all of us for the time period between the full moon in Cancer on January 12th and the new moon in Aquarius on January 27th, 2017, which is also lunar in bulk. So, yay, 2017, woohoo! As I said, my name is Amara, Amethyst, and I am here to empower you to live your soul purpose. One way that I do that is through these readings. These are free collective offerings intended to bring us all guidance on our path that is aligned with our highest good, aligned with the highest good of all that is. And I also offer energy healing, sound healing, personal readings, a whole assortment of offerings to support your path of living your soul purpose, which is so important that we all do that. And that's a really big part of the message that I've been receiving for this time period as well. If you happen to find this video outside the time period that the reading is quote unquote intended for, you're here for a reason, and there's something in this, there's a message for you here that will be helpful for you, hopefully. Okay. I'd like to also share that during the rest of the month of January, I'm offering readings and healing sessions on a donation basis. So go ahead and contact me if you're interested in getting a reading or a distance healing session, and we can discuss more details about that. Basically, I'm offering, it's basically you choosing how much you're going to pay for it and sending a donation to my PayPal, and then I'll send you a reading or a healing session. Okay. So some of the messages which I've already been receiving about this time period are, well, firstly, it keeps coming up over and over and over for myself, for a lot of my friends, colleagues, and people who I work with, and also seems to be coming up collectively quite a bit, is the call of the path of the warrior. And I am very much so on that path of the warrior, and I feel that many who are called to me for whatever reason are also on this path. So I feel and have been receiving strong reminders of what that means to be claiming this warrior status, and what does that entail? So to me, some of the words that have come up to me to share with all of you, with us today, are dedication to ourself, dedication to our mission, dedication to the highest good, empowerment, protection, being really on top of whatever your thing is, whatever it is that you do, being really very much on top of and in control of that, of your situation. Of course, there are always going to be things that come up that we don't have control over, and the idea that we have control over anything is an illusion. However, what I mean by this, having control, is like being on top of things, being as prepared as possible, and having a skill set which you practice, having a personal practice, whatever your dedications are to your path as a warrior. This warrior... A warrior can be many different things, and there are many different types of warriors. So it's not a limiting term. The time we're in right now is calling for warriors. On both sides, the warriors are being called up on both sides. And if you feel that you are, well, on all sides, I guess. It's not just two, it's not. If you feel this call of the warrior, then I highly encourage you to look into what that means for you. Warriors take action on what they believe is right. And they are very powerful beings. And warriors are brave, but it's not that they don't experience any fear. Okay, so I just wanted to speak to that warrior call that is out right now, and especially in terms of our Mother Earth. Our Mother Earth is calling upon her warriors to step forward at this time. We've seen a huge swell of huge uprising of people stating their support of Mother Earth and stating their support of the indigenous people of various parts of Mother Earth. We've especially seen this with the Standing Rock movement to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline. There are so many pipelines across our country that I encourage you to look into that and look at how can you get involved on a local level. If pipelines aren't your thing, find out whatever your thing is. Maybe it's recycling, maybe it's who knows what it is. But find your niche. What are you passionate about? And find a way to get actively involved, because this is not the time to put it off any longer. We are in a mode where it's calling for warriors. It's calling for action to be taken. It's no longer the time to get ready to take action. It's time to take action. Okay. Another message that I've been receiving for this time period is about clarity and clarification. So clarifying your intention, clarifying your priorities, clarifying clarifying about your relationships. What types of relationships are you wishing to put your time and energy into at this time? Do you have requirements for the types of interactions which are acceptable to you to put your precious time and energy into? So clarification, for me, one of the things that's been coming up with this lately is a clarification of who I'm here to work with, who I'm here to support. So many of us who are here and who are healers, or I'll speak to the healers right now. So this is just an example. This is just one particular group. This can be applicable across many different types of people. I'm speaking particularly to healers right now. Many of us here who are healers, I, in the past, as a healer, have felt really called to try to help everybody, or even as in terms of spiritual work, trying to help everybody. And that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to help every single person. I'm here to work with leaders. I'm here to work with people who are here to make a huge impact on our earth, on society, on the consciousness levels of humanity. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to work with every single person. I'm not here to wake up people who don't want to wake up. I'm not. And I'm gaining more and more clarity about who are the people who I'm here to support. And with that clarity comes more ability to do this work. So clarification is very important for all of us right now. It may not look like what I just spoke about. That's just an example of one way in which I've been clarifying to myself more, or I've been gaining more clarity lately. Okay. Other important things right now are self-care and community care. We are in a full moon in Cancer right now, at the beginning of this time period that the reading is for, and this Cancer energy has to do with our home, our safety, our emotions. So self-care, taking an inventory of your self-care practices and recommitting yourself to excellent self-care. And also community care. So focusing on the larger self, the community self, as well as the individual self. This is a time also to unify and not separate farther. So going back to the example I used earlier, even if you know that you're here to work with certain people or certain groups, please do remember the bigger picture, that we are all one and that we're all here for each other. Those of us who are aware of this unity, the idea of unity consciousness, we have a responsibility to take action to take care of our communities and to take care of all aspects of our communities. Perhaps this is even people who we wouldn't normally interact with if we stayed inside the little boxes that we are put in by society. All people are our family. All people have the same rights. All people deserve the same quality of life. Okay, so now onto our reading. I will be using the 5th Tarot, which is a deck that was created by Martine and Teresina Bockens. And I will probably also pull some oracle cards. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this reading is intended for all of our highest good and the highest good of all that is. It's intended to bring us clarity on our journey through life, to bring us into closest alignment. Here's one that's popping right out. To closest alignment with our highest self. Okay. Underlying energy. Yep, okay, well that's it. Those are the cards. The first card which we received is a Major Arcana card, number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. In this deck, it is in the Soul Essence suit, the Lotus suit. This card is showing us there are 2 people in the center of this card, and they are spinning the wheel. So this card is really telling us that it's up to us and our actions, our beliefs, our whatever we're focusing our energy, our intention, our attention on, and the actions which we choose to take are what shape our fortunes, our reality, our experience. And I'm also getting a sense of balance from this. There's a male and female figure, human figure in this, turning the wheel. So they are turning the wheel. It has a pentagram in it, which is a 5-sided image. It's related to the goddess. It's also related, the number 5 is also related to Venus. We also have the full moon here, which we are, the beginning of this reading is rendered a full moon. And 2 ibis. We've got 2 ibis, a spider, and then 2 snakes eating each other's tails, which are going around this. So the Wheel of Fortune is ever turning, life goes on, reality continues, and as we continue to move through life, we are ever renewed, and there are always new chances to turn the wheel in a different way. The spider weaves dreams into reality. And then I'm also getting the sense of like moonlight filling a chalice. There's sort of a chalice shape here. So being receptive to guidance and feeling and your inner knowing, your intuition. There's also water and fire here. So again, with the balancing of feminine and masculine, the balance of inspired action and receptive flow. The second card which we received is another Major Arcana card, and it is card number 17, the Star. This is a really beautiful card. It's one of my favorite cards, and this card to me represents us sharing our gifts with the world. So offering up our actualized selves, our gifts. Even if you don't think that you are actualized, you can still share your gifts. We are all perfect and whole, and we are all works in progress on this plane of existence. So you can offer your gifts. There's that chalice shape again, with the hands, with the star in the middle, and then the water flowing down and spreading out into the individual streams. So again, we've got that idea of the many and the one, that we are all connected to one another, and yet we all have our own beautiful individual streams to share as well. The colors of this one are very beautiful. It's very much like the dawning of a new day with sunlight colors, sunrise colors. What is your gift? And so I get an idea also of like working with your hands with this. And both of these images have, this one is somebody offering the gift of offering their gifts literally with their hands. This card, both the people are spinning the wheel with their hands. So what palpable actions can you take in the world, physically, to share your gifts and to create the world which you choose, instead of being a passerby, instead of being along for the ride of those who are spinning the wheel. Because if you don't spin the wheel, somebody else will. And if we don't take responsibility for creating our own reality, then we are choosing to live in the reality that is fed to us by others. So the star was the underlying energy of this time, which is saying that you do have gifts to share that are ready now. And it's interesting as well that there are stars in the middle of both of these. 5-pointed star and then the star tetrahedron. So potentially working with your Merkaba, learning about your Merkaba, how to activate it, and also connection, studying and learning and experiencing your connection to the earth and the moon and the sun. A couple of cards came out of the Oracle decks. We've got the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle, which is by Colette Baron Reed. And the card that came out is the Spiral Dancer. Circuitous Root Perception. And this actually came out in reverse. So this is for us, this comes to us as a challenger card. So being aware that sometimes it's important to be direct, and sometimes going with the flow and allowing the flow to bring you to the right place is more appropriate. the other card that came out while I was preparing for the reading, while I was shuffling the decks, is a Goddess Guidance card by Doreen Virtue. It's Kuan Yin Compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. So that's very in line with the rest of our reading, having compassion towards others regardless of where they're at and whether or not they agree with you. And also having compassion towards yourself and allowing for your unfoldment to be as it is. The coloring of these two cards is very similar. And it's also somewhat similar to some of the colors of the Star card. You can do it, we can do it. We're all here together to do it, to make it through. And I'm here for you. We have a large community of support, and it's important for all of us to know that we have a large community of support. I'd like to reiterate that I am offering readings and also healing sessions by donation for the rest of the month of January. And I have a PayPal me link. It's paypal.me/Amanda Amethyst. So if you'd like to just send a donation and put in the description if you'd like a reading, do you have an intention for the reading, and if you'd like a healing session, a little description of what's going on with you that you'd like a healing session. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see how this all unfolds. I really love these cards. I've seen and heard a lot of hesitancy about the time period that we're moving into. There is also a lot of that New Year zeal and excitement and like readiness, but I've heard and seen a lot of tentativeness, a lot of uncertainty, and we're gonna make it. I'm not sure what exactly it's going to look like. I don't know that anybody is, but that's okay. And I'm here for you. We are here for you. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to see how this unfolds. I'd love to hear your feedback about whether or not these readings are relevant to you, how they line up with you. You can leave a comment. Please like and share, subscribe. All right, thank you all so much. Much love and many blessings. See you next time.